a different sphere of government. But SALGA is representing all municipalities. Hence here we are having different mayors and different municipal managers. Greetings to you, colleagues. SALGA has got the responsibility to echo the voice of municipalities. And SALGA has also a responsibility to assist all municipalities in KwaZulu-Natal. In KwaZulu-Natal, we've got 54 municipalities, and the association that is helping municipalities is SALGA. So please utilize SALGA as the vehicle that will echo your voice. SALGA is ready to hit the ground. Please utilize SALGA. It is our responsibility, Honorable Premier, to make ourselves happy and to protect ourselves. We appreciate the move that the Premier started to protect us as the citizens of KwaZulu-Natal, but moreover, we have a responsibility to protect ourselves. Thank you very much, Honorable Premier, Honorable MEC, for paving the way forward as to how we're going to combat this dilemma that is happening in our municipalities. We are going to support every initiative that the Premier is going to take on. We also appreciate as SALGA KwaZulu-Natal that the national government has started to pilot this in our province, whereby we are going to adopt, as Honorable Mayor Ngwezi has moved the adoption of this draft bylaw. So as SALGA, we fully support it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to Inkosi Shabalala. On behalf of SALGA, may I request the chairperson of the Provincial House, Inkosi Shenga, to come forward and make his contribution. Andelo.
Thank you very much, Program Director. Our MEC, Undunankulu kaZulu, ngikhuleke emakhosi nasendlunkulu, sakala sihlalo endlu namakhosi onke akhona phakathi kwethu esigungu esiphezulu. Our Honorable Premier Mpemba, Chief Director okhona wakaKhokcha, inkosi ehloniphekile ephinde futhi ube Deputy Chair yabaSALGA, or Mayor, Deputy Mayors, Administration or Chief Director nabanye abakhona phakathi kwethu no MM. At this moment, I would like to take this opportunity to applaud our cabinet of KwaZulu-Natal, led by you, Mpemba, for the announcement that you have just mentioned here, Emakosini Yuguti. Our executive will be on a full-time basis. Sikshali Hlombe kakhulu loko Makosi, and Mpemba no MEC wethu bayazi ukuthi uTheba ngena nje kwayinto lesi njengamakhosi esiyivezayo kubo ukuthi iyona into esiphethe kabi kakhulu leyo, ngoba as i-Provincial House asikwazi ukusebenza kahle mina noJobe as chair and a deputy chair on a full-time basis. Amanye amakhosi sibe sinawo exco ukuze nawo asebenze around the province. Sibonga kakhulu kulelo gama. But on today's subject, we welcome the presentation by the Premier and the leadership ye province yethu ukuthi iwazi ukuthi isi leader in this sketch of food poisoning and other related criminal cases that is happening in our areas. As Amakosi, we are always ready to work with our municipalities because these spaza shops are given the permission to work in our areas by Amakosi, as Amakosi has mentioned. And we need our structures to be trained from Amakosi, Izinduna, Amaphoyisa Agomkhulu, because when someone comes to the Inkosi's area or the traditional authority, we don't know how to separate a legal person or an illegal foreigner. So we also need to have those the training as the leadership of Ubukhosi, because we cannot recognize an illegal or an illegal foreigner. Same as drugs, MEC for community safety and liaison. We don't know how to see that this is Nyaupe so that we can separate it from other things that are there in the shops, or because these foreigners are selling these drugs. Most of the time they're selling drugs, as we can see that their shops are always prospering more than our local entrepreneurs' shops. But all in all, Makosi, Bomeya, Premier and the MEC, as a Makosi, we are always ready for assisting the government in all ways to protect the people of Isilo Sethu Indlulamthi. Kalawo magama ngicela ukuthi ngehlele ngezantsi ngisho nje ukuthi sizoloke sikhona njalo ukusupportana futhi sijabule ukuthi simenyiwe kulomhlangano ukuze sibe nathi sibingxenye yokuthi sazi ukuthi kwenzeka ntoni. Siyabonga.
Thank you very much to Inkosi Shinga Usihlalo. Thank you very much, colleagues. Before I request our Premier to deliver his closing remarks, may I express a word of gratitude, Premier, to your honorable self, because this initiative, Honorable Mayors, was an instruction by the Premier to say, even though it was a short notice, but something must be done. Having worked under the Premier is a man of few words, but believes in action. And I think your presence here today underscores that fact that in this 7th administration, led by our Premier, is going to be a time of action, working all of us together. May I request you, Honorable Premier, to come forward to deliver the closing remarks. Thank you.
Thank you, Shenge, the Honorable MEC for Kota, Honorable Reverend Ebtelis. Inkosi Ushinga, who's the chairman of the KwaZulu-Natal House of the Traditional Leaders and the KZN, Amakosi Sedlunkulu, who are members of the executive present here today, Ndabezitha Inkosi Shabalala, who's the deputy chair of SALCA, the representative of Cogta nationally, Your Worship, the mayors present today, and the representatives of municipal managers and senior managers present. I must apologize, Honorable Deputy Mayor of eThekwini, Honorable Emieni, who was a host, as representatives, and everyone present here today. I must start by thanking you, ladies and gentlemen, for heeding to the urgent call and a special call, because Ndabezi Thamsanqa, Mayor of Amajuba, for heeding the call. When I requested, I've also acknowledged that there are also special advisors to the Office of the Premier. I apologize for having not, in fact, acknowledged them and the other officials from the Office of the Premier. Really, to me, it inspires hope to see the magnitude of attendance here today and the officials of Cogta. Really, for your presence, to take this quite so serious that you had to leave everything and come here, to me, is not a small thing. I think we need to applaud your gesture. All of us, let us applaud your gesture. It's a demonstration that indeed KwaZulu-Natal, if we can only work together as a unit, we'll achieve maximal. Because there is no other way, in fact, we can rebuild and reconstruct, or we can change the misfortunes of our province, other than to work together with mutual respect. Because being the Premier, it doesn't make me to be superpower. We must offer you respect that you also offer to us. And it's quite very important that we work together then, understanding that, you see, we may be in provincial government, but that does not mean that the brains that we have are super brains. Solutions are with you. That is why iZulu sithi inkosi ngabantu. Inkosi ngeke ibe inkosi yodwa nje, cha ngiyinkosi mina ngedwa, inkosi ngabantu. iZulu was meaning that from the people you lead, there are wonderful ideas that can enhance your leadership, that can help you to be a stronger leader, like Ilembe Makosi Ndlunkulu. Because even today we talk about the high level of intelligence that Ilembe displayed. So I must really thank you. I don't think, Shenga, I have much more words to say today, other than to thank our leaders for putting everything aside for this crisis. Because indeed this is a crisis. If we fail to arrest it now, we must know that it will go to an extent wherein we will no longer have ways and means of arresting the crisis. And the second thing which I wish to thank you for, without meeting in this form, I made a call in the media that let us all join hands to do operations. And indeed, you did just that. I really applaud you for that. I remember when I visited Mandeni, I received a report that already Ilembe had an operation. When I visited Mkungundlovu, I received a report that they already had operations. Though I've not visited King Cetshwayo, but I'm aware that His Worship the Mayor, Dlamini, led an operation in Kandla. His Worship the Mayor, paying off Mfolozi, led an operation in Mfolozi. I'm not quite sure whether His Worship the Mayor of King Cetshwayo was also there. I know that even those that are not aware of what they've done, but they've done it. So really, let us applaud ourselves again for that. You see, we are living in an environment where few people, or few at times, will be acknowledged for what we are doing. When people describe us, they describe us as people who are useless and who are doing nothing. Whereas the only thing in which we are actually lacking, I think, is the profiling of the work that we do as local government. In 2026, we are going to the elections, local government elections. The work that you do now will speak for you. Local government is underfunded. We know that. You know that while I was the chairperson of SALC, I was strong. In fact, I'm happy that I was the first to offer a strong voice on the issue of underfunding in local government, and others joined me. Like in crime fighting, KwaZulu-Natal, to reignite the effort, KwaZulu-Natal was the first, and all other provinces have joined KwaZulu-Natal. You see, your circumstances of not having enough money to do tangible projects will be mitigated by these initiatives. When you are with the society during the time of crisis, they will also remember you during the time wherein you'll need them to support you. So don't take for granted this initiative. One of the things I always maintain is that an effective leader is a leader who's able to engage and communicate and be closer to his or her constituency. You will not be only effective when you are the most intelligent leader, but sitting in the office enjoying the aircons. Because your level of intelligence will only be understood by the walls of your office. But when you are a good leader, you will demonstrate that by being with the people. And this is one program that is going to enhance the relationship between ourselves and the people whom we actually lead. I really am humbled, in fact, to serve with you in this province of KwaZulu-Natal. Hence, one of the fundamentals I said in our approach as this seventh administration of the government of provincial unity, we need to enhance the relationship between provincial government and local government. And we must acknowledge that we'll never succeed if we do not acknowledge local government. Local government is important for our strategic, objectives. We are quite very important. I know that you have many challenges in which we need to cooperate so that we were able to advance and improve them. Not that because we have super strategies, but being under one walls, engaging, deliberating, in fact, will help us. And indeed, Home Affairs is doing a good job. I don't know, Your Worship, because you said they only come when the Premier is coming. Even while I was a councillor, it was not like that. While I was just an ordinary councillor, it was not like that in my area. They respected me. Even when I became the mayor of a local municipality, they were working with me. So I think we need to create or establish some relationship with Home Affairs offices. Because what is happening has been happening in the past. Government departments operating in your area have been not acknowledging that you are a leader in the area. You also lead them. The officials of Premier, when there is an office in your municipality, they must not tell you that they are a super office. They must work with you in your area. They must, when you invite them to meetings, you see this thing of LTT, which is not attended by the government officials. I am going to put it to a stop in this province of KwaZulu-Natal. Now it's going to come to an end. And you see, in that one, I'm serious. Just tell me that they are not coming. Give me a report. They will have to explain. They will have to account. Irrespective of the department. They could be in any of our departments in the province, because I know that others, Honorable MEC, they will say, aye, but the Premier, we are from other departments. No. Even the MECs are appointed by the Premier. And the authority that they have is a delegated authority. They know. So, officials, irrespective of the department, I even spoke, Honorable Reverend Telezi, our MEC, some from national government departments who were saying, no, but Tina, no, I said not in this province. Not in this province. When we're in this province, we must know that there is only one leader of this province in government. So I'm categorical when it comes to that. I'm clear about the work we're doing. So we need, on the third objective, to develop a capable, ethical, and developmental state. We'll never achieve it if we'll fail to establish the leadership that will have a high level of accountability, that will seek to embrace one another. It's very important that we adhere to that. Well, indeed, living in unprecedented times, we face a future marked by the uncertainties of a global climate crisis, alongside enormous challenges in health, social stability, and economic resilience. The waves of pandemics, epidemics, and endemic diseases serve as stark reminders of the vulnerabilities we must address. By all accounts, we are navigating through a period of profound crisis. Yet it was that legendary statesman, the former Prime Minister of Britain, Winston Churchill, who reminded us, I quote, "Never let a good crisis go to waste," close quote. In his words, we find a powerful call to action, a reminder that even in times of hardship, there lies an opportunity to grow, transform, and renew purpose. I think one of the things that we did not emphasize here, which I want to say in conclusion before I sit down, we are not saying we need to lead a campaign to only address the challenges, but the other opportunity that has presented itself is for us to care about the development and the empowerment of the local owners of the spaza shops. I think that is very important, because I know that in my life as the mayor of more than 10 years, I never took serious enough these owners of the spaza shops as my area of support. Even when we set aside a budget of LED, we did not pay special attention to the actual owners of the spaza shops. And it's important, our spaza shops, in fact, they're an activity that brings a lot of money into our economy. Employs thousands and thousands. There are researches that have been done which are proving that millions and millions of people are employed by the spaza shops. And they're a way to go. In fact, when we want to address the challenges of our economy, apart from the macro businesses, but the informal and formal local economy is an area that we need to prioritize. Ensuring that for the workshops, when you plan workshops, also plan to incorporate owners of the spaza shops or local shops. Yesterday, in a Human Resource Development Council, which I'm still going to attend from here now, today, we were with Dr. Seshi from national government, who's the DG in the Department of Higher Education. He was emphasizing that there are billions and billions of rands, which as a province, we are not tapping into to address the issue of the skills. And I said, the complaint that we have about unemployment, we must understand our education system needs to be revisited, because what we produce for now is not what is friendly to the job creations and the absorption to the labor market. But the truth of the matter is that thousands and thousands of the youth, they are already out of school. Even if we may transform our education system, they will still remain vulnerable. And then what we need then to do as government, both three spheres of government, local government, provincial government, and national government, is to reskill even the unemployed graduates, even those youths who just finished their matric. How then do you access those billions of rands? We need to sit down as local government in our specific offices, either youth or LED, to then invite SETA to come and empower us so that we will understand the processes of SETA. And then we apply to SETA. You see, I always had a dream, that says, kube benginemali ngabe ngithathe intsha nje ya 100 ngayoqeqeshela incwazi zokushayela, ngayoqeqeshela enye ukweldela, ngabuye ngayithengela amabhodlela okweldela kwaye ubona abashisela ama-backlog gas nani nemoto nani, ngoba niyazi namhlanje ukuthi lokho kuze kwenziwe yiwo ama-foreign nationals. But these people basithuka each and every day, and they are vulnerable. In fact, when we go to 2026, ama-political parties niyawazi nani la ngaphethe angasiyona ingxenye yokuphatha komasipala azobe esebenzisa bona labantu abangasebenzi ukuthi banivote out. So then I'm therefore advising ukuthi let's try to be smart in our approach as we prepare for the future. Let us tap to the resources which are already there. Ngoba ngiyazi abanye bebethi hayi bakhona ositha basiza ngalutho, ikhona NYDA ayisiza ngalutho. Manje, you see, when we are a complaining nation, only a lamenting nation, we'll never see any, in fact, a better future. Ngoba ngangixoxa lapha ngakithi esibhudeni kwakune councillor yakwaKhumalo liwina ukhetho ade kuvoto ngayizolo kusenebhasi uwashesha. Manje sesitobhini liyogibela ke lifaka ibuko laso lifaka la ekhanda kuthi lona ngalokho ngcono mhlolishoni uyifaka emehlweni. Bala sola ifake ekhanda manje omama ke bayakhuluma lapha mangena umuntu hey ulibonile inikhansela imali nje zikamasipala iphelile nje ade votela nje izolo usefaka ibuko ekhanda. You see, they complain about a councillor they voted for yesterday, and then a councillor is complaining about a mayor. And the mayor is complaining about provincial government. Provincial government is complaining about national government. We'll never rebuild or reconstruct this province if we cannot change. Change is required now. I pity those who have a syndrome of paradigm paralysis. It's time for us to work together. It's time for us to stand together. Let us work together. On the 30th of this month, I will be launching ICAC, a council against crime. It's a very important council. And I've said, Honorable MSC Rebel Telezi, they must also invite mayors. To me, even if their status could be not a permanent status, but it's important that So that ngoba into engifuna ukuyiqeda ile ukuthi lapha lezingeni lomasipala uSAPS uthi mina ngisebenzi nomeya. Ngifuna sisebenze ndawonye. And izolenyusa izinga lokugada ukusenza amaphoyisa. Angithi niyazi ukuthi uCommunity Safety and Liaising in fact is not a department which owns the police or SAPS, but the Constitution empowers us with a mandate of overseeing and monitoring the work of the police. Mawufuna uceba iphoyisa nje fanele uzoliceba la. So our role, we have developed a wonderful relationship with the police. I said, I don't want to take an approach wherein when the police, they see the department will see, "Ay, nampa ke abasigadile." No, we want to work together to achieve better for the people of this province. Having said that, thank you very much for coming here today. And you just said it, Msholozi, that in fact, after the remarks, we should have taken our bags and went back. So I prepared closing remarks, but I've decided not to go through them because I think what you have made as contributions as honorable members of this meeting was quite very important. Let us go back and work together. We all have a role to play. Amakhosi have a role to play. Ngiyazi ukuthi udirector usuku wakubeka mhlawumbe ngegama lesilungu shengele introspection. Kodwa nibekhuluma iqiniso bondaba ezethu. Ubesho impela okufanele kushiwo. Ukuthi kufanele sonke sizibuze ukuthi senza lokho kufanele ngabe siyakwenza yini. Ngoba there is one area we need to do is to ensure that every leader is taking the share. Ade ngangisho ngithi emakhaya kwakulula kabi ngoba amakhosi nezinduna ibona ababephethe umthetho. Njengoba indaba ezithathe ekhuluma nje ngamaphoyisa, kwakuyiphoyisa la ngempela la konkosi. Okwakubaba nje ungeke umnake. Kodwa mase qhamukile. Ngoba ngisho nemishado lapha nelona lalibuza, lithi uyabuza umthetho ukuthi uyamthanda na. Lalakhe imizi lelo phoyisa lelo. So we need to go back to the basics. We'll have time to talk about those things so that we will all agree and just do them. Thank you very much, Shenge. I have no words to thank you more for presenting this platform. Thank you very much, Shenge.
Thank you very much, Honorable Premier. Thank you for your leadership in leading this province at such a time. And thank you to our leaders in local government for respecting the request for this meeting and for the work you are doing at local government. Thank you to Amakhosi for always being with us and for being pillars of wisdom. Just a few announcements before we close. We would want to avoid the fruitless and wasteful expenditure, Honorable Premier. Therefore, lunch has been prepared next door, and we will request at the end of the meeting, once the Premier leaves, to allow Amakhosi and the mayors to be seated first. If the COGTA staff can lead us, so that we allow Amakhosi and the mayors to be seated first. Because colleagues, if you go back home without going there, then I will have an audit query already. Now, the Premier has said he wants a clean audit for all municipalities. And on Wednesday, Honorable Premier, what the mayors may not know is every single MEC signed a service delivery performance agreement with the Premier. Every single MEC has tangible KPIs. What must you achieve as MEC for COGTA, in which time frame, and how the Premier is going to monitor that. Every single MEC has signed that agreement, is in the briefcase of the Premier. And part of that agreement is talking about a clean audit. So therefore, Honorable Mayors, we want to promote a clean audit. There is no excuse. So we will request that we allow Amakosi and the mayors first, and then we all go there. Secondly, we have ESCOM. ESCOM will have their help desk. Where are our colleagues from ESCOM? Our colleagues from ESCOM, we will request the help desk to come here in the front, together with the municipal infrastructure